What's up, everyone? So recently I posted a story and I asked if anybody had any questions, and I got quite a few replies asking what kind of equipment I use to record Gemini. Luckily for everyone, I was getting ready to break down my studio and upgrade some things. But before I did that, I managed to get some videos and give a little bit of a rundown as to things that I use to record Gemini. So check it out. Everything that I used was relatively inexpensive. I don't think I spent more than like $500 on anything. The DAW that I used is Reaper. It was recommended by my friend John Burton, and it was the best decision I ever made. Reaper is about 60 bucks, and it's just as good as all the rest. It might actually be better. So for the tracking, I ran everything through this PreSonus channel strip. It's a tube preamp with a compressor and an EQ. I picked that up for like 350 bucks, maybe even less. I don't even remember at this point. It warmed everything up. It made everything sound way better. All the guitars and the bass, they were recorded DI. So I needed something to give it a little bit more character. After that, it ran into the Tascam 16.8. It has preamps, but they're pretty average. It's a great interface, and I really liked it. Every once in a while it gets a little glitchy. I read a lot of reviews about it before I bought it, and they said that there's some driver issues, which there are, but it's definitely not a problem. I only noticed it every once in a while, but I tracked many tracks with that thing, and it wasn't that big of a deal. So PreSonus into the Tascam, into Reaper, where I used Neural DSP, Gojira, and Nolly. For the guitars, I use Parallax for the bass. I love them. I think they sound great. I'm not necessarily a guitarist or a bassist, but I think they sound like real amps. You probably don't really notice that they're not on the album. So I use Gojira for guitar left and Nolly for guitar right. As for guitars, I use the Chapman ML1 baritone. This guy right here. I use this for everything on the entire album. Most of the songs are in B standard, which is baritone, standard tuning. A couple of them are drop A. And there's there's one that's A to A, open tuning, so it's A, E, A, D, F sharp A. I love this guitar. It was probably like 500 bucks, and it was like the best investment that I made. This is actually what inspired most of the songs, because it was just something that I had never heard, in my own playing with that low of tuning. And so it was a great investment, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for low tuning that's not a 7-string. For the bass, I used a 70s classic vibe Squier jazz bass. Again, this thing was really awesome. I'm not much of a bassist, so I didn't want to go overboard. I think it was also like 500 bucks. It plays great. It's just your standard E, E, A, D, G instead of F sharp. I could have tuned it to F sharp, but I didn't. But yeah, I use this for everything. Bass, and like I said, I went through Parallax, and it was great for the entire tracking process. I also used this Ventura acoustic for the couple acoustic parts that there are. Most of them are buried in there. Probably don't even notice that they're there, but I really love this guitar. I got it for free when I was a kid, and I still have it. I put some new tuners on it, and yeah, did the job. For vocals, I used some SM7B. I built myself a vocal booth, very DIY home vocal booth, and it actually worked out pretty good. I think. I have no complaints about it. Maybe Kevin does, because he was the one who had to mix it all. So, but yeah, I use that for all my vocals. And again, that went into the PreSonus studio channel strip into the interface. And I ran a couple plugins on it when I was tracking, but I wound up taking them all off and let Kevin do all of his work when he mixed. Other than that, I didn't use too many other things. This is a power conditioner, the interface, channel strip, and a Korg blackout tuner for obvious reasons. Gojira and Nolly have a tuner built into them, so I used that for all the guitars, but I had to use this for bass because Parallax, for some reason, I don't think has one. But it worked out great. So I'm just using an HP. It's a pretty new computer. It's got 32 gigs of RAM. Runs pretty fast. Reaper, you don't really need a powerful computer. It runs pretty fast on a pretty slow computer. It's a very small program to be running, so I recommend Reaper to anybody. So that's about it. That's pretty much all I used to track everything. It was a very simple process. I'm looking to upgrade. I'm going to look to invest in more input so I can track drums myself eventually. Just more hardware, outboard gear. I'm going to expand my makeshift homemade desk very shortly, so I'll be posting pictures of that. But that's all I use to track Gemini, so if you want to hear how it sounds, go check it out. Have a good one.